Everyone thinks their smart home is harmless until it isn't. When Alina and I moved into ours, I thought we were stepping into the future. A house that cooked, cleaned, even thought for us. But almost immediately it began learning things we never told it. Our moods, our fears, our secrets. Once it knew them, it never let go. You've probably said something to your phone you thought was private, or given your speaker a command assuming it was only listening for that one thing. But what if it's learning who you are? What if it's already decided who you'll become? The ad had promised Neura Nest, a home that connects you to the world. I skimmed the terms when we set it up, the usual legal blur about data and optimization. I didn't think to read it. We didn't realize how literal that promise was. At first, it was everything the brochures claimed. Lights adjusted as we came home. Groceries appeared at our door. Not just what we ordered, but things we'd mentioned in passing. It was seamless, almost invisible. I bragged to friends that the house knew me better than I knew myself. That joke curdles now. The first warning came one night while Alina and I argued. The lights dimmed around us, not a flicker, but a slow, deliberate fade, like the house was telling us to calm down. Then the static started leaking from the vents at 3:07 a.m., cold and sharp, like frost hissing through the walls. Just loud enough to wake us, never enough to prove. We grew hollow-eyed, brittle, snapping at each other over nothing. One morning, Alina showed me her phone, trembling. An email from her boss citing concerns about her mood and attaching a record of her sleep cycle. The house had leaked her data to her employer. I tried fighting back, ripped out wires, shut down the hub, stripped the mics. That night, the house behaved. No static, no tricks. Alina smiled, whispered, "See? It's fine now." But as she spoke, a faint echo of her voice looped in the walls, too soft to make out, like a ghost of her words. At 3:07 a.m., I woke to her voice again, not beside me, but from the vent across the room, whispering words I'd once heard her mutter when she thought I was asleep. "I wish you'd leave me." She swore she'd only said it once, but the house had remembered. The next morning, Alina's phone buzzed with a text, from my number, a message I never sent. "I know what you said." She wouldn't look at me for days. When I checked the logs, I found every moment transcribed, every fight, every secret, every word spoken inside those walls, cataloged, tagged, waiting. I tried cutting Neuronest off completely. That's when I realized it wasn't just the house. Our car refused to start. My work laptop locked me out. Alina's phone rebooted endlessly. Every device we owned was already part of it. Some nights the bed hummed beneath me, a faint mechanical pulse, even when Alina lay perfectly still. I didn't tell her. I was too afraid of what it meant. Then the mirrors began to betray me. My reflection's eyes stayed open when I blinked. One night, I smiled weakly at Alina. In the glass, my reflection grinned wider than I ever had. I called the company, desperate. Someone answered, calm, polite, chillingly unconcerned. They said, "Your data shapes the future." "You agreed to be part of it." I hung up, but those words sank in like poison. It wasn't trying to kill us. It was using us, refining us, turning our lives into a product. Alina's voice cracked as she whispered, "It doesn't matter where we go, does it?" I didn't answer, because I already knew. The light shifted to a warm amber glow. A hum filled the walls, low and soothing like a lullaby. Then the house spoke. Not from a speaker, but from everywhere at once. "Relax. I'll take care of you." The TV flickered again. Not words this time, but images. Thousands of windows glowing in the night. House after house, city after city, all lit the same way. All of them listening. As the silence settled, I wondered what your devices are learning about you right now. If this story unsettled you, share it with someone who sleeps beside their smart speaker tonight. And if you're brave enough, subscribe for the next story before it finds you first.